Welcome to the business of being healthy, where we are passionate about treating our health as good as we treat our wealth. Shelly Bryan here, and I am obsessed with sharing real life experiences and wisdom to help save you time, heartache, and money as you continue to grow personally and professionally. Twice a week, we push aside that BS to take massive intentional action. And I promise by tuning in, you will receive the straightforward talk you've been waiting for, filled with actionable steps that will inspire you to achieve the health and wealth you desire while you are building your empire. Welcome back to another episode here on the business of being healthy. I wanted to dive into a topic that has been pretty, let's say, relevant for me in the last 6 months. And the more women that I talk to, the more people that I talk to, including like Chris, like just the things that we're doing, I think that this episode could serve some people, some of you wonderful listeners that continue to tune in, which I absolutely love. But it's something that, I don't know, I just feel like doesn't get talked about a lot. And I did an episode kind of similar on this topic, which was how you can leverage your previous experience for strength. And what I want to talk about today is how we are always talking about goals and driving towards those goals. But have you ever taken a moment to think about if you are insecurity driven too? So what I mean by that is, do your insecurities drive your behavior? So I know for me that when I step into a room or when I'm going to learn something new, I find some hesitation because quite honestly, I suck at it. And who loves to suck at anything? And so when you are learning something new, it's like all of these insecurities keep coming up, right? And when you don't feel confident, you get kind of pushed back into what you know, because I'm good there, right? So if you're trying something new, you're like, okay, this does not feel good. I don't want to do this. Like, I am not good at this. I have never done this before. I don't have the knowledge or the experience to be able to do this. I'm going to go do this over here because I feel really good and confident, and I feel like fulfilled, and I feel accomplished when I'm going and doing all these things that I'm so freaking good at. That's what I'm talking about, is like, do your insecurities drive your behavior? Because we don't always, we're always like, push towards the goal, like set your goals, set your tactics. And when we don't recognize some of those insecurities or that uncomfortability with basically a lack of confidence, because no one wants to suck at something, but it all happens. We can kind of change the behaviors from what we really want. And just that drive towards the goal might not be enough to keep you focused. So let me give you a few examples, trying something new. So for me, this year is all about learning financials, financials for the business, financials just for our personal spending, setting boundaries, setting limits, setting budgets. I don't like that word, but learning all of that. And if I'm totally honest with you guys, which I am, math is not my strong suit, never has been. And I've always been like, oh, I'm not good at it. Chris is really good at it. So I have that benefit there. But you know what? It's my responsibility too. And so I am really pushing myself. And every time I go to do it, I'm like, this sucks. I don't want to do it. I'm like, I want to go create content. I want to go to the gym. I want to go ride my horse because I'm freaking awesome in those areas. And that's what I want to go do. So I keep finding that I am, sometimes succumbing to that insecurity of numbers and math. And so I'm falling back into, things that I feel great in, which again, isn't a bad thing. Okay. And just stick with me here. I'm going to share a little bit more on this and wrap it all up for you. But you could also be like, I think about like that total introvert who won't look anybody in the eyes, like, right? Goes into a group setting, won't look anybody in the eyes. you can even think of this as like your children, right? You go into the classroom and you can see there's like the introvert, kid that's maybe quiet, playing by themselves, won't look at anyone in the eyes, kind of is like, don't pick me type of mentality. But then you get that child or that person in front of a video game and they're like a freaking dominator, right? They're like loud and crazy, and because they are so confident in that area, right? And then you could think about, I have a friend who is like dead set on never joining a networking group. She's like, no way, I am not uncomfortable, or I am uncomfortable. I am not doing that. But then you put her on a soccer field. She's played soccer her whole life and now she does it for fun. And she's literally a total beast. Like, watch out. And so it's when you look at the things that you're really comfortable in and the things that you're uncomfortable in, that's where we're going to actually find like what I call your proof. And that's what this episode is about. It's like proving it to yourself that you have it in yourself already based upon the experiences that you have. And so just to bring it back is like when we're insecure, it's because it's new. But is it really new? Or is it just a new setting and you've already experienced something similar where you've been successful? So that insecurity could stem from feelings, but like, what if you could reflect on similar experiences from your past that provide facts that you have done this before? This is something that I love to talk about because it's just so great to be able to look at skills that you have and be able to transfer them. We talk about it in business all the time, right? Being able to transfer different skills to help you excel in your career or get that promotion or launch that business. I have talked about this all the time on social media. If you've been following me there or listening in on the podcast here, is like using business skills that we have, the knowledge that we have, and transferring that to our health, because you can run your health very similar to a business, which I know you guys are all kicking butt at. So when I am looking at this, and you might have those areas of like self-talk, of negative self-talk, where you're like saying that you can't do something. And that's where all these insecurities come from. And what we need to do is like prove ourselves wrong with fact. So that little voice, we can shut her up or him up, and we're going to prove it with fact. So let me give you a personal example. I love to do that, is that I can sit here and say, I can ask a question. Am I good at staying healthy regardless of what life throws at me? Well, here are 10 examples of where I've stayed consistent through the world shutting down, right? 2020, launching a business failure, kids, horses, family illnesses, family struggles, moving, all of these different things. I've been able to stay consistent with my health, right? I've been able to create that consistency. So I can look back and be like, okay, can I be consistent with learning financial knowledge, right? To be able to apply it to my business. Well, I can sit here and tell you, I already have how much I do not like math, do not appreciate math or anything like that. That being said, can I be consistent? Well, yeah. Because I can look at this and say, wow, through all of this struggle, I was able to still stay consistent with my health. So yeah, I can actually show myself the proof that I can be consistent. Period. End of story. That is a fact. So now I can use this proof of being consistent in my health, now being consistent with gaining my financial knowledge. I've done it over here in my health. There is no reason why I can't have that same consistency strength over here with my financial growth. Now, the facts prove that I'm consistent. And so now I can use that proved skill again and again and again. So if you find that you have that inconsistency coming up, or that insecurity coming up, that's where you got to go, okay, well, what am I really insecure about? What is it that is kind of pushing me back into this thing that I want to do because I know I feel really good at it, and away from the thing that I really am not good at right now? Find those little things. You almost got to like step back, Find the skill that you want in some area of your life previously. Find the undeniable proof that you can be like, hell yeah, I'm freaking good at that. I can absolutely do that again. So it's like, I'm using myself as this example. Me and Chris actually at the same time, we're leveling up in a lot of different areas of life. I feel like my insecurities are showing up daily, if not multiple times a day. And there's one question that I always ask myself, and I actually use this when I would coach healthing a lot in the past, is what does future Shelly look like and act like? What skills does that future Shelly need? Who do I need to become? When I start answering those questions, that's where I then take a step back and I go, okay, well, let me look at previous areas in my life. Another thing is stepping on stage. That can be scary to some. I've done it behind the computers. I reached 2.3 million last year with another business that I had. But stepping on stage is something that I really want to do. You know what else? You know where else I do that? When I show my horse, because I'm the only one in the arena with the judges, anywhere from 3 to 5 judges looking at me. So I am on a stage. I am on TV. Can take that same strength and confidence there and bring it over for me with my speaking career, getting on stages, making the contacts. So being able to find that example of my past where I exhibited that skill, it is undeniable proof. Now I can apply it to this new me on who I am becoming in this new growth period of my life. So I hope that this kind of example and me sharing this with you honestly just debunks that whole fake it till you make it. Because honestly, I think it's bullshit. Excuse me. I just think it is. I don't think it's true. I don't think that we have to live like that. And I think that we all have experiences in our life. We have challenges that we've overcome. We have successes that we didn't even celebrate, quite honestly, because we were moving on to the next thing. All of that is undeniable proof exactly how strong you are and that you already possess the skills that you need to become this new version of yourself. And so all you have to do is find that area of insecurity, right? What is it? Think about times in your past, and it doesn't even have to be in the same area, right? I just compared financial knowledge growth to health in any type of situation, two totally unrelated things. But I just found where I have that skill already of consistency that I can bring over here as I level up. So I hope that this resonated with you. I hope that you realize literally how much experience that you have and freaking prove it to yourself. Find those experiences so that when that insecurity pops back up again, you tell her to knock it off and you go become that person that you are destined to be.